Not able to fight properly, but I so far he's been very on point with the ultimate. The first pick for Bigatron though is the Ruby. We've seen so many teams pick this Ruby up due to how flexible it is. It can be used in the golden round, in the HP lane, and even in the rolling position. And to make things worse for the side of Altrigo, Bigatron can use this Ruby very, very well in the rolling position, in the ESP lane, and in the rolling as well. We've seen it being transaction with all three roles used to full effectiveness. So this is a real threat for Altrigo, and they have no idea where it's going to be sent over to. Very fast, right? And Altrigo, they respond with a very, very simple picks, right? Roger and the Zas. A little more straightforward, no, with the Zas here in that mid-run. Oh, take a look at the Bigatron, very fast response as well. Think of the Heron, they want to fight, they do not care. Again with the Valentina as well, adds more depth here in the lineup of Bigatron. Interesting, but Zas once again around here. I believe in week number 2, it's always first pick Zas over and over again, even though we know that one of the problems that Zas has is the follow-up is not really super existent compared to the other laners out there. But apparently it's still top commodity in FPL. The hope, the vision, the team-fight potential and survivability is what allows him to do so well. In the games yesterday where we saw games go all the way to 30 minutes, the Zap consistently becomes the top damage dealer. That is what Altrigo are looking for from this pick, and as a compensation almost, they go with the Hylos here to make sure that they have the front line to kind of withstand the initial impact. But with Bigatron picking up the Valentina, this is looking dangerous, man. It's almost a signature pick from Moreno at this point. We're gonna comment here from Super Luke last time. AE played really strong against Geekcam. Not that Geek won the number 1 though. Right, so I just want to face him, Nile. Also, I miss it. That competitiveness, man. It's not personal, but in the lineup dog, you gotta make it personal. That winning mentality. You gotta think that you're the best player in the world when you're playing the Land of Dawn. And let's see here to close out the fans of Bigatron. What are they going for? Does seem like they fan out the Olive. So is it maybe it's a shift now? They focus on the gold thing? The Hylos jungle? Might be though, but the Hylos Hirashi, like, we saw Nino play that Hylos in game number 1 against Bam, and anything that you want to say about that performance, because it feels like the horse is just horsing around. I mean, if there's one word to describe it, it was weird. We're all confused, like what's going on right here? It's not used how we were expecting to be used. It's not working with the team. In the next games, Nino kind of adjusted though, so maybe this Hylos will have a lot better impact. So Bigatron batting with a Minotaur, it seems like Bigatron are the ones who want to walk in, who want to go in aggressive, even though Altrigo, technically they do have a strong frontliner, but a lot of impact here in the fights with this Hylos pick. So most likely for Altrigo, it's going to be a front-to-back approach, and they have to try and find ways to deal with Bigatron though, because otherwise that backline is just susceptible. I mean, here's the thing, yeah, they need drop control, right? So they add a tie wheel to have more ways of approaching the fights, and I feel like tie wheel is the right answer, considering for now, Bigatron, they have short-range heroes. Oh yeah, there is a caveat here though. Valentina on the other side, so Moreno, we saw this guy even using that Minion's Fury really well. Even better than the opponent using the Minion's Fury from the original Minotaur. So I expect Moreno to be this kind of guy that you have to watch out for Altrigo in this kind of situation. But man, Rashi, those 2 tanky heroes in the front line, that is probably the tankiest front line we've ever seen in Season 14 so far. And what makes it more difficult is now you can just distract everyone with the glorious pathway and then look for a way to engage with the order implosion combo. Bigatron, Benedetta, and the block to ensure that the front line can't really be picked off, can't really be chased down by the Hylos, by the Tigreal. It's a great choice, and he definitely has experience playing it out. But the Benedetta, that's an interesting situation to see. I think it might be a Benedetta jungle. So Super can bring out the creativity here for Altrigo. Is it going to be a Roger in the jungle to match that Benedetta? Or is it going to be Roger gold lane and they have something else focused up for Nile? Maybe, right? I mean, yeah, Rock classic key. of Season 7, he used to rock this grog, and yeah, it's a proper disengage tool, but also a proper engage tool. Also, yeah, what are they going for here? Roger, jungle, or gold? It will be Roger, jungle, Lunox in the gold. Or Zest gold, maybe. Lunox in the gold. No way, Lunox. Oh, he's Zest gold, but yeah. This is interesting though, because there's just too much CC on the other side when you're playing Lunox, and once you commit on towards that Chaos Assault, it's really hard for you to decommit again, Rashi. So what do you think about that?
Well, definitely takes time. Like if they're trying to make sure that they have threats to threaten anyone in the midst of a big fight, the Lunox is a great source of damage. It kind of negates a lot of the frontline presence with the burst heavy approach. So even the tankier heroes with sustain like the Ruby, like the Herald, needs to be a bit more careful. And with all the setup available, there's no reason why they cannot go for a straightforward approach. Stun someone up with the Glorious Pathway, and then destroy them with that Lunox. And then on the off chance that there's a counter engage happening, that's where the Tidewheel steps in.
Definitely to make your potential in the draft index really favors Pertandingan and Herald on Signature Alpha, but right now we're gonna see the Chaos ensued in the land of Dawn. The Chaos Derby of Alter Ego versus Bigatron Land of Dawn, here we go for the first game. It's a major clash in the gold lane, not your typical marksman. So let's see here, who will take game one?
Also in the jungle, and you can see Nile on the Roger will be having the clear advantage. And unlike the other games we've seen, you see the teams do a lot of creative things. For now, the Roamers aren't really helping out the mid laner, but he doing a pesky move to try and delay the purple buff, trying to give Super Cat a fighting chance when it comes to the clearing competition. But the emblem share by Indigo, you can see that the weapon mastery is in the hands of Rondo. He wants to play the long game. The firmness for the Pegriel with the Wilderness Blessing, it's going to be Owen trying to rotate around as fast as possible. And now if you see like Man, he goes with the Inspire, so he's going to be deceptively healthy as a little falls to the hands of Bigatron.
Yep, two mages in the gold lane, but that festival of blood from Lunox Arashi. And Man really looking to be a bit more sustainable in a team fight.
Well, Highs here, with that Festival of Blood on the Lunox, you already have a built-in regeneration tool in your kit. And in the early game, level 1 to level 2, you're actually deceptively good at going for duels. Now with the Festival of Blood, it offers survivability in that late game, so maybe he'll be able to be around the map a lot more than usual. Look at the damage!
Oh, that's first blood, Super Ken finding a kill on towards Rondo on the Purify as well. Yeah, this guy really knows the limit of Grok, man. Using that barrier to kind of enable Super Ken with the Electrify blow.
That's a crazy amount of damage in the early game. The power of nature, it's almost a surprising amount of damage because he just walks up slowly but surely and just nukes you down. And in the gold lane, you can see Aman taking the conservative approach as the team goes for the turtle, already close to hard HP.
Yep, you know, 35-year-old Glorious Pathway popped. Now jumps in though. Super Luke finds him unoffended, but now Nino zeroes out Moreno. Super Ken quite low. Owen, out of all people, finds the turtle. Now they want to fight Niall, looking for Key. This might be it, but Key still has the flicker though. Alter Ego controlled fully of the purple buff. Now Bigatron, they will have to concede the turtle and the purple buff. We talk about Nino on the Hylos, and that was questionable to be honest, Arashi. He was level 3. The Glorious Pathway was not there yet for Nino, and he's still somehow able to zone Moreno away.
It's just the sustainability, right? You're so tanky and you just walk forwards, unstoppable, and eventually the squishier members will have to back away. Talent prediction here by our new application GoPay though shows that Papulong, as always, is never going with the flow. That is his whole identity. It'll never happen. But for Alter Ego, man, that's a great approach to go with a neutral objective, but focus more on the fight first, on the pickoffs first before committing onto the neutral objective. Bigatron expanded the I'm offended from Luke to try and replicate that play to zone away the jungle from the neutral objective, but they miscalculated.
And you know, so annoying. Yeah, for sure. And Luke, this kind of denies that the roaming potential that we talk about that with Super Luke. He's one of the best EXP laners in terms of like, the calculative approach of just letting go of your minion when you need to, but when you're up against a Hylos, oh my goodness! Super Luke, I'm offended. Super Ken is there, looking for the I-4-9. There you go. But it seems like it will be enough to somehow disengage. No casualties top lane.
insane.
The first bout between Nael and also Super Lu ended up with no one converting to kills whatsoever, and it looks quite good. The first thing that we see.
Man, look at the goal difference here. Moreno and Key having an advantage, but everywhere else, it's actually for Alter Ego. The fact that they're so tanky right here means that despite the best ganks from Supercan, he hasn't really been able to find anything after that initial first blood. Now with the turtle coming back up, Alter Ego, they even have an option here to go straight for the pickoff, going immediately for the set.
Yeah, 35 pops. That's info. Alter Ego taking it slow as well here on that turtle team. Let's see that Alter Ego will they take more space. So when it has to flicker and implosion, keep an eye for that Benito here. Trying to zone out here. It seems like Blue Lock going to go with that play. Kept it in. And backside of but Supercan finds the turtle. Now it's backside of Alter Ego does not have business just yet, but we will be happy in just taking zone and losing on the turtle. Just like Wait for Faith, bro. I thought this was my favorite but no. So it's like Wasteboy said, the 5-man on Legion Alpha definitely is mechanically solid. Supercan getting out of the danger of the CC of Owen with a high front line. Meanwhile though, Super Luke Deja Vu Rocky, he once again pulled 2 members away from the turtle area. This seems to be how they go up for this new objective taken. Supercan, that's good. Good call there, taking the Supercan in the top lane. It's 1-for-1. Big John though takes a tap on the bottom side of the map. Super Luke though with the war axe. A lot more sustain, a lot more damage available. Despite how it looks, the turret advantage actually falls to the hands of Big John, taking away the turret in the bottom side. Looking at the engine equipment, that's a war axe for Supercan as well. So expect the outpace, expect the sustainability. And from Moreno, with a 20% cooldown reduction from the Enchanted Talisman, look out for those big outpace with the IMU. Sadly, the survivability will be, caught up with 2 glowing land right away from both mages of Alter Ego, even Lunox. The one that usually go for like a full frontal assault, magic damage build, chooses to go for a glowing land for his item, possibly to lane against Emon. So here you have an item build meant for instant burst damage, but maybe he's playing for the long game, right? He wants to make sure that he can fly the creep up between multiple members in a team fight, which can do very easily with the Brilliant order. Look at the maneuvers here from inside of Bigatron. Sending 3 members top, and then what happened to working immediately to the neutral objective. It's high, so far as Amon, but both people back over. Yeah, here's the thing, right? 1-1. It's also a light vein and that's right. The shielding from an on, so it's still too much with that stone. And technically now, there's only 1 fight, to count it away. It seems like Alter Ego, maybe Ego. So that's a kill added for Alter Ego. But yeah, it is a rumor for a total around you. And you know who's winning on that. It's off to its own end. It's loaded forward, but Emon has enough damage to take him down. Now they want the pin. Eyes all alone, stunned up. Oh, Brilliant popped. Just to zone away, but they still have a way to take care of. But the backup is there, so they will be able to get that pin. Alter Ego really to play around this Hylos, man. You saw that earlier. They grouped around Nino to try and go for the bottom side turret, but Bigatron pressured the mid-lane turret so much, they gave Alter Ego an option. You want to go for the bottom turret? Sure. But we're going to trade that for the mid turret, and eventually Alter Ego will force to rotate, and they were late to the party. 2.4k gold before Bigatron, and they're still taking over the jungle, stealing away all the resources. If Alter Ego can't get control here, and try and make the fight a bit more organized, it's going to be so difficult, because at this point, Supercan is going for a thunder zone. A very unique build we haven't seen in a while, but here's this Benedetta, a bit more confidence, and a bit more scaling into the late game. Also, what damage, right? More damage Thunder Zone gives also has value for Supercan. And also, a dynamic approach to team fight. It's going with the iron for the iron, which is trying to team fight the electric on the floor, but Supercan getting here, but also sets out. So annoying about the front side or the mid side. It seems like they wanted mid. Also, they will get people to defend this side. Actually, this competition from Volcano might be a trouble here. Sunned up the blocks by the the barrier. Still though,
my
still
God.
able to tank all the damage. And Mon steps in to execute Nino.
Too much damage taken without any traded back. Alter Ego left Nino all the way in the back when he still was supposed to use everything, but Owen with the implosion.
The damage isn't there. Now Nile on the backside trying to look for Key. Super Ken final blow. And Bondo finds a kill. Highs next on the chopping block. Brilliance to get away. And Bigatron finds another trade. The youngin looking a bit too hot-headed. Owen with that concealed play might be a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Just countered right away from the vet from Key. This is the welcome to MPLID moment for him.
Alter Ego do not have burst damage and AoE combo to really take full value out of the implosion. It's always meant to be a stalling tool to allow Highs and Nile in the backline and Roundel to just output their damage. But you needed again to play around the Hylas. Nino is the key for this composition to work. If he doesn't stay in the front line and absorb the damage like he did earlier, it's gonna be a bit too difficult. But when he is targeted, Alter Ego needs to back him up.
You know, being again so annoying the front lines. Last time though, he was punished. Alter Ego this time has more reinforcements. Now conceal. Mikey looking to open more bushes. Oh, stun, Shadow Force pops. Nino receiving a lot of damage now with the pull as well. Nino might be punished for the second time. And Amon will secure it again. Highs and Friends looking to find a trade. Too desperate perhaps now jumping in into a 5-man Bigatron members, and Amon collects the double. Oh my goodness, Super Luco. Actually, they don't want to go for anything just yet more because the HP bars is gone for Bigatron Alpha, but Super Ken is still in the vicinity trying to take the Lord.
He can kind of try and regen from it as well, but there's no need for Bigatron to risk this. The wave on the bottom side is still pushing in their favor, but Super Ken is really committing onto this. They see that Alter Ego are abandoning it and they go straight for that Lord. A great take by Bigatron, but the team fighting is just levels beyond, man. Alter Ego need to try and get synergized. Nino keeps getting left out and he keeps getting picked off before the fight even concludes. You can't let that happen.
Talk about systematic gameplay, man. Look at the KDAs for Eman, for Luke and Moreno. They know where to bank on those gold too. It's Eman the carry, but also the American Header and Hunter as well. So he's gonna be popping off in this late stage of a game. Very good. Very good. Now it's Lord marching in the mid. Alter Ego. This is technically different as Lord though, but will not charge though. They will sacrifice that mid inner. Bigatron waiting for Luke's opening. There you go. I'm offended on towards Nino. No damage just yet though. Alter Ego trying to hold on and defend their last 3 remaining turrets.
The mobility by Bigatron. Literally everyone except for Key can back away, and even Key. Against the Zas, against the Hylos, the slow is usually such a big problem, such a big issue, but not for the Glock. Super Kendo going in alone.
Very, very risky. Alter Ego handled it well. They have defended their 3, but if the bottom side is actually taken down. So that's a win for Bigatron. Now we're kind of questioning the Tigreal pick rush here because there's 2 purifies. Key technically has a built-in purify. Super Ken also. Meanwhile, Super Luke, when he's there, he can cancel it out.
Yeah.
Cancel the engage from Owen. Now that Tigreal is much harder for him to make a play at this point.
He needs to play as a counter engager.
Now Super Luke.
Not Super Luke though, showing off. Owen, that's just a glimpse of Key right here, but he's gonna do nothing. And he can do nothing because of the power of nature. But look at Moreno.
Oh my god.
The usual Moreno, moving forwards, unconcerned about the kind of throwback, the kind of damage that Alter Ego can kind of respond with. Super Luke with the brute force though. Again, even more mobility. Every single time a fight begins, they kite back and forth. And because they are Alter Ego are trying to actually secure the fight, you can see Nino, Roundel, Nile walking forward so desperately, getting slowed, taking damage, and eventually they get picked off. And that means that the backline are always forced to fight without protection, without coverage from the implosion, from the glorious pathway either.
You can see the hesitation from Alter Ego's team right now. Looks like the robots put a firewall around the base. And they really cannot get out. Cannot decode what Bigatron Alpha has. And right now, like, what can they do at this point? Just hanging out the base?
even if they want to try and go for pickoffs here, with the Thunderbolt and the Athena for the Benedetta, with the Queen's Wings for Luke on the Ruby, with another Athena onto Key. These are all itemizations to try and mitigate burst damage, right? To mitigate the pickup potential. If they have to beat Bigatron, it will have to be in a long, drawn-out fight. And the thing is, Bigatron will not give that to Alter Ego for free. As Moreno tries to poke around, but look at Nino once again, so far ahead from the rest of them, as the Lord gets snuck away.
Yeah, really nothing you can do when you have that front line in front of you.
8,000 gold lead as well.
Yeah, and Super Luke Arashi, just like a Super Luke true fashion. We saw this guy on Trizla building War Axe to a Queen's Wings. And even in a Ruby, it's still the same. He wants to kind of make those outplays, using that spell fams to make those TikTok plays, man.
It's also the fact that there's a lack of burst damage technically for Alter Ego right now. Heis is the only one that can kind of, serve as burst damage. So for the most part, he knows he can sustain from the initial damage and sustain back up to full in the midst of a crazy team fight. With the Lord coming in, look at the wave management. Everything's gonna crash together at the same time, and Moreno doing classic Moreno things.
Does Alter Ego have enough firepower to defend this push? Super Ken jumping in. Good ball towards Nino and say goodbye to Nino yet again. Oh, with a flicker implosion, but cancelled out by Luke. Now Luke will fall. It's a 1-for-1, but the Lord is still up. Super Ken finds a kill. The Lord will do the job as Bigatron looks to end the game. With Alter Ego, they need to clear the mid wave to stay